Hi everyone, it's National Book Lovers Day. So I thought what we might do today is I will walk you through my bookshelf. This is not the only bookshelf I have others. This one just happens to be where my kind of long-term collection of books is. It's also double stacked. You'll notice I don't have enough bookshelves in this apartment. So I have books behind books behind books. So it's at least 2 layers deep. When the movers moved me in and they put this bookshelf together and unpacked the boxes of books, this is pretty much how they put them in. Although there was one box that I unpacked because I never let anyone unpack that, but more on that in a minute. So let me just walk you through. Those of you who know me very well know that I do love books and that during a pretty chaotic childhood, books were my friends and it was my escape. And I was a really early reader and a very fast reader. And so books were a window to another world. As a matter of fact, the first time I imagined living in London, it was because of a book. So here I am in London. So let's start kind of at the bottom and I'll walk you through just to highlight some highlights. So you'll notice down here at the very bottom, I'm going to try to point, but there we go. There's my Harry Potter books that I bought used because J.K. Rowling doesn't need any of my money. So I have a set of Harry Potter books that I read all of during a Christmas holiday. I think it was 2020 when we were all in lockdown, and I think I didn't go home and I read Harry Potter books. I think it was 2020 and not 2021. It was one of those two. Anyway, I have other sets of books, right? So I have this, there's Beatrix Potter set. I have Anne of Green Gables, and I have, I think this is the Berenstain Bears. No, is that one? Yeah. I have the Little Miss books in a collection up here. I have these that are my Little House on the Prairie collection. So some of the children's books, the Beatrix Potter, the Little Miss books, and some of those I bought because I have a YouTube channel where I read to my great niece Adeline. It's called Pancake Storytime because her nickname is Pancake. But some of them are just children's books that I have already had. So because I love children's books and picture books. But as we kind of roll up the bookcase, as we kind of go up, there's some books here on kind of human design and leadership. So yeah, human design and leadership and different kind of culture books. There's some books over here on leadership as well. Some of them are my coursework from my master's in organizational leadership. There are some books here that are on tarot and Wonder Woman, and this is a little bit of a hodgepodge here. There's a Bible stuffed in there. And then on this side is really more kind of spirituality, religion, poetry, some really great books. There's some stuff by Sue Monk Kidd. There's a book by Rob Bell in there. There's an Anne Lamott book in there. Sacred Contracts is a book that my sweet friend Jerry gave me. He was an old man that I used to meet at the bookstore and talk about life with, and he gave me that book. It's a Caroline Myss book, and I love to get it out because it reminds me of Jerry. So that's an heirloom and a piece that I love. There's some books up here. One of my favorite books right now is this hormone repair manual because, perimenopause and menopause is a real thing, and so I recommend women grab that book and read it. But there's also a copy of The Little Engine That Could sitting there next to Wonder Woman. As I mentioned at the beginning, these are Little House on the Prairie books. I've had those since I was 9 years old, so those books are I've had those books longer than that. I've had them since I was 6 and I'm 47, so that set I've dragged all over the world. I love these books. And as I kind of go up, I'll share these books and then everything kind of on these 2 shelves and this top shelf. These are the books that I pack the box first and I unpack the box last each time I move, because these are the books that if I could choose would never be out of my presence. They're books that I've taken from my dad's library, books that I've acquired over the years, books that I got in high school because the novel was so old and the back was so bad that they said you could keep it after we read it. So my copy of Catcher in the Rye is up here on this top shelf, but you can't tell because the binding is so busted that it was put back together. My copy of Grapes of Wrath is the same. It's over here, this white one. It's just the internal binding, not the cover anymore. So that copy of Roots was my dad's. There's a few books. The Dr. Zhivago that has tape all over it is also his. This book on This book, there's a book up here on Martin Luther. There's one on Helen Keller. Those were all my dad's. And then that, just for the record, that book, The Autobiography of Malcolm X, I'd like to thank Brooke Powers for loaning me that book in high school. I kept it. Sorry. If you want it back, I'll try to bring it next time I'm home. I won't remember. There's books up here that have changed my life, like Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott, or The Dance of the Dissident Daughter by Sue Monk Kidd. Those are up there. Those are my original copies. Books that I've read over and over and over again, like Jane Eyre, Persuasion, Wuthering Heights. Again, just books that have really sustained me during different seasons of my life. So that's my bookshelf. There are 2 other bookshelves in my house filled with books. Most of those are newer. But these are the books that sit behind me and that I would say have shaped how I view the world, how I think about things, and allow me to be the person I am. So I would suggest that for National Book Lovers Day, that you find 30 minutes and a book and enjoy yourself. Because I know that I will. That's my plan. So happy National Book Lovers Day, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this little wander through my favorite bookshelf. Bye.